Hello guys and welcome to a new video. In today's video I will be giving a review of the film Minority Report, which was made in 2002. Watched it at a school a while back, so I wanted to take this chance to make a review for a school project. Before the video starts, this video was brought to you by the greatest teacher to have ever lived. Now that that's done, let's get right into it. You might be thinking, what is the Minority Report about? Well, it's about a dystopian, futuristic-based action film where in the year of 2054 in Washington, D.C., police and military are not used and not fully needed, as the Department of Pre-Crime saves people before a crime even has been committed. Now, a good question is, how do they do that? Well, let me tell you. There are so-called precogs, 3 humans with a kind of special ability to see the glimpse of the future. They can exclusively see crimes involving murder. They basically show a image using the very futuristic machinery inside of pre-crime, allowing it to show vivid images of the murders. After the images are done, the workers at pre-crime can review the footage and investigate it more and arrest the people before they have committed any crimes. Additionally, the precogs produces a ball which is color-coded based on a type of murder. An example would be the red ball for a murder of passion. Murder of passion is also the only crime that don't follow the 3-day rule. On the ball are the names of the accused killer and the killer's victim. The main issue appears when the pre-crime chief, Anderton, comes across the precog's footage of himself committing a crime. Luckily, Anderton grabs the ball and could start his escape to prove his innocence, but soon after, all of pre-crime, including the investigator Whitwer, who was supposed to prove flaws to the public, joined in on the hunt for Anderton. Well, now that we got a general idea of what the story is about, right, we should go into some more details, focusing on both themes of the movie, the genre, the characters like Anderton and Whitwer. Let's start off with the characters. Anderton is the main character and is played by Tom Cruise. Anderton's characteristics is that he's the active chief of pre-crime and works to stop the predicted crimes. Anderton also lost his son at an outdoor swimming pool. His son's disappearance also takes a big toll on Anderton, which is shown in the movie, for example, where he watches replays of himself with his son and his wife, Laura. He's also taking some sort of substance to deal with the pain of the disappearance of the son. As mentioned, Anderton got a color-coded ball with his name on it, in which he obviously starts to escape. The escape uncovers the truth to why his name was on the ball, and Anderton starts also to uncover the dark truth behind that unsolved disappearance of his child and an innocent woman. During Anderton's adventures, he's going through different challenges, hard and easy. Some examples would be ice hopping and escaping his colleagues or friends from pre-crime. Moving on, we have Whitwer, who is acted by Colin Farrell. Whitwer is an investigator from the government / the people, sent out to find flaws in the pre-crime system. He also has worked as a detective in homicide department. Whitwer has a very strong conviction to finish his work and objective, no matter what the cost is. Additionally, as I mentioned earlier, we have Laura, which is Anderton's wife, who is acted by Catherine Morris. Lara supports the story going forward, both by enhancing the backstory of Anderton and helping the viewer to get clarity on the situation, and later in the movie becoming an important support character to the general plot. And for the last character, we have Burgess, who works as a director and co-founder of Pre-Crime. He also has a sort of governmental position of some sort. Burgess is acted by Max von Sydow. Burgess' role comes into play later in the movie and is not fully seen and utilized early on. Now that we have talked a lot about the characters, let's go into details about the world. The world is an important aspect of the movie. The movie is based on a futuristic, a more tech-like world where the people act accordingly and do what they are supposed to do. Tech controls the world and the people. Some examples would be elevators and cars take you to the specific location that you are required to be at. They got eye scanners to identify you, and they can use the eye scanners to identify your information. On a more personal note, overall, I liked the characters, but a few of the characters' actions did not add up. For example, in the middle of the movie, Whitwer goes to a crime scene. He suspects Anderton, but changes his suspicions based on the room's layout and setup. This to me felt very forced. I mean, you don't change that quickly normally, right? Especially with the limited information they had. You just don't drop the suspicion of your main suspect that fast. Let's move on to the themes. The themes were nice. They felt like the old days where people imagined technology, like this super advanced thing, you know, flying cars, which I and probably other kids had in mind when we were younger. We haven't fully talked about the base premise of the movie, but let's do that. So, the premise is about how Anderton became a suspect and changed the view of pre-crime by becoming a part of the bigger plot. Anderton manages to show off the flaws of the pre-crime system, while on his journey he goes through an emotional rollercoaster by revealing the hidden truth of an old case. We've gone through quite a lot of information, so let's try and summarize it all. I feel like the themes are strong and they give me nostalgic feelings, especially for the tech theme. The characters are overall enjoyable, and I felt immersed in the intense scenes where Anderton was running. Some characters made me question the logic behind their decisions, but that doesn't really ruin the mood of the movie. At least that's what I think and feel. The world, honestly, was very well made. While it was mostly made out of tech, there was also this greenhouse in a forest, which gave a different atmosphere. The garden led to the greenhouse, which had plants as a defense, which honestly gave the world more depth. It was just not tech, it had a different element. To keep this video kinda short and consistent, I want to personally rate it 4.5 out of 10 due to what I see as bad pacing. I didn't like the slow start and the very fast ending. Another thing I found annoying was the realism. There weren't a lot of realistic elements in the movie due to it being based on the future. The pros, I would say, are the characters. I think the characters made the story a lot more enjoyable, and it also added new depths compared to the novel. The general story felt relatively engaging, and the narrative of a pre-crime system is not a bad idea for a movie. Personally, I would not recommend the movie for a younger audience as it has a bit of blood and gory parts in it. The people I would recommend it to are people interested in sci-fi and that wants an action-packed sci-fi film to watch on a Friday night. I would also like to thank you guys for taking your time to watch this video. If you have any questions or so, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.